Ask yourself, the thing that is causing me anxiety, can I do something about it? If the answer is yes, then don't worry. If the answer is no, then don't worry. I get asked this question all the time. Ali, how do I tackle my anxiety? And I tell people that you got to decipher what is in your control and what is not in your control. And the thing that is not in your control, do not let that thing cause you to be anxious, because there is nothing you can do about it. Now, if you can do something about it, then just do it. Worrying about it isn't going to change the circumstance, right? But addressing the problem is going to change the circumstance, even if it takes a week, a month, 6 months. For example, you've got a lot of debt. That causes a lot of anxiety. It does. But it doesn't have to stay with you for years and years and years. Think about what you can do. Okay, well, I could pick up another job and use the money from the second job to pay off the debts. Okay. I could perhaps get some debt management company to help me consolidate the debt. Okay, that's also an option. Is it ideal? No. Not every solution, by the way, is a great solution. But you shouldn't be after the perfect solution. You should just be after a solution. But sitting on the sidelines thinking, well, no, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not going to fix the problem. It's not the time to be fancy. If you're fat as fuck, you got 35% body fat, and you're struggling to breathe after walking up 2 flights of stairs, the last thing you should be doing in that particular moment is thinking about a fancy fucking diet. Consume less. The less you consume, the quicker you'll lose the weight. And you got to make sure you increase the activity. It's really simple. It really is. There's no special diet. Oh, if you just try keto, everything will change. If you just try calories in, calories out. Let's just keep it simple, okay? You don't have to stay in a state of anxiety. That is only by choice. The way I see anxiety is it's basically an engine management light. It's your body telling you something is wrong here. I don't quite like how we're feeling. Try and find the reason. And it's up to you to grab a notepad and a pen and write what you think may be causing the issue. Sometimes it's evident. You look in the mirror and you're fat as fuck. There you go. It's very simple. You know what you have to do there. Sometimes you're confused as to why you're feeling this way. Maybe you're not happy with the direction that you're going in terms of your career, and you're finding the work that you're doing is becoming stale. There's several options that you can do there. You can get back to the real reason as to why you started, because when you lose track of the why, you just engage in the motions, not really knowing what you're doing. What you started as a passion project has now just become another job. So it helps to refresh yourself, remind yourself of why you started. You know, get down to the real reason. You know what? I started this to create a real impact on people's lives, whatever it is that you do, right? Circle it back. Sometimes what it is you need a change. All right? Maybe you've been at the same job for 6 years in a row. You know, you're just so familiar with everything, with everyone. You don't feel like you're growing. The conversations aren't really inspiring you at the workplace. In that case, start to contemplate a fresh environment. There's nothing wrong with changing things up. Right? Staying stagnant is not a good thing to do, because it will fuck you up mentally as well. We want to feel like we're growing. You want to be able to look back at the end of the year and be like, you know what, this year I grew significantly as a person. I lost a lot of weight, for example. I changed jobs and now I'm making $20,000 more than I did before, or £20,000 more than I did before. I've also started a business on the side, and this business, you got to be able to reflect back at the end of the year and think, you know what, I did a few things that I'm proud of. But if you look back at the year and nothing's really changed, you're in the same company with the same crap management, earning the same crap amount of money that you don't like. Now, if you like everything, by all means, do you. Stay where you are and aim to thrive as much as possible in the environment that you're in. But if you just feel this sense of anxiety that just won't go away, there's a reason. You got to trace the reason back, gentlemen. Sometimes it helps asking people that you know what they think you're going through, because some people often see things taking place in your life that you don't see. So it's good to get another perspective. You can ask your dad, you can ask your brother, a good friend of yours, your boxing coach at the gym. Just be like, I don't know what it is, man. They might notice things about you that you haven't noticed about yourself, right? Maybe one of your friends tells you, bro, every time I'm with you, you're fucking complaining. There's something that's annoying you and you need to look into it. Sometimes you don't realize that you're complaining very much. So you need to be like, hang on a second, I'm complaining a lot. It's really affecting my friend as well. Like, there's something clearly going wrong with me that I need to figure out. Okay? You are your own coach. You are. You have to keep yourself in check. Hold you accountable. Keep it real. And look, journaling is something that I thought was corny and, oh yeah, it's something a teenage girl would do. Oh, dear diary. That's what I thought journaling was. But man, it's an incredibly effective self-awareness strategy is what it is. You're keeping it real with you. And when you know where you're fucking up, you can make those changes. But if you're just going through life, going through the motions, oftentimes you can go through something for 7 years, something that's really doing you harm, and you're not aware of it. So journaling is a great exercise to keep yourself in check and figure out what's working well, what's not working well. The earlier you identify a problem, gents, the better it is. The earlier you identify the problem, the better it is. Some of us, we just want to keep running away from the problems that we have. But running away does not solve the problem. It's just going to keep the problem there, and the problem's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to compound. And it'll be much harder to tackle later on than if you would have just tackled it right at the get-go. The only way to overcome fear, gentlemen, is to do the thing that scares you. There's no other way. There is no other way. You got to do the thing that scares you. Pick up the phone, make the calls, arrange the debt management plan, pick up the phone, call companies and ask, hey, are you hiring? You got to take initiative. You got to participate in your own rescue. I'm going to say that again. You must participate in your own rescue. Nobody is coming to save you. And this is the harsh reality as a man that you got to take into account. Society does not look too fondly on men that don't do anything about their lives, right? You're expected to get things together. Especially if you're a healthy working age male, you're expected to figure out a way, right? And it should be like that. We should embrace the burden of performance. I've spoken about this before in videos. We must embrace the burden of performance that follows us as men. There is a great deal of joy and fulfillment in stepping up, in taking responsibility, looking after the ones that you care about. There's nothing more beautiful to most men than providing a comfortable life to the people that they love. Nothing more fulfilling than that. To see your wife happy, to see your kids happy, your parents happy. There's nothing more beautiful than that. Is life as a man easy? No. But you're not looking for easy, because easy doesn't have any growth. Easy is unfulfilling. You want challenges. Challenges show you who you really are. When times are convenient and, great, You don't know who the fuck you are, but when times are challenging, that's when you have to look in the mirror and address the demons. Who am I? Who are you? What do you want from me? Right? You've got to look at yourself. Who the fuck are you? It's when you're in the dungeon, you really fucking figure out who you are. All right, so gents, listen. If there's something you can do about it, don't worry. If there's nothing you can do about it, don't worry. This way you eliminate this constant anxiety. You don't need to be in a constant state of anxiety. That is self-induced. It's self-inflicted. It's a choice you've made. If you're running away from your problems, you've basically made the choice to constantly stay in a state of anxiety. Is it comfortable addressing your problems? Hell no, it's not. It's not comfortable addressing your problems, but it's definitely not fucking comfortable being in a state of constant anxiety. It ruins your health, man. It really does. You're constantly stressed out. It ruins your internal biology. You can get sick. People are constantly dying all around the world because of stress. Because stress causes other things, right? Strokes, heart attacks, right? You don't want to be living a stressful life. Especially if the things that are stressing you out can be fixed. And if they can't be fixed, it takes a different perspective. You got to look at something a different way so that it doesn't cause you anxiety. Right? For example, you were looking to fly out to another country. You were there early. You checked in. Everything went well. The plane that you were going to get on has an issue. Your flight's cancelled. Now, you can look at that and lose your shit and get really angry and fuck this. Or you can just be like, you know what? It's fucking inconvenient, but I'm not going to allow this particular event to stress me out. Usually what will happen is the airline will compensate you or book you on the next available flight. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's not ideal. But allowing that to ruin your holiday is a decision you've made. Right? It is what it is. Some things are beyond your control. What can you do? You can't change the outcome by yelling or screaming. You can't. The plane ain't going. No matter how loud you yell, how many tears come out of your eyes, the plane ain't going. So you can either accept that and be like, you know what, things happen. Or you're just going to continue suffering unnecessarily. Unnecessary. That's the key word I want you to focus on. Unnecessarily suffering. Gentlemen, breathe in. Deep breath. And then breathe out. Not everything deserves an emotional breakdown. You got to practice stoicism, gents. Stoicism isn't sitting in a room with candles and, no. It's the practice of deciding to not allow every minor inconvenience to cause you emotional turbulence. Not everything deserves you losing your shit. Calm down. And especially for those of you in relationships, you don't want to be that guy. Your girlfriend's going to look at you and think, babe, why are you always like getting angry over the smallest things? It's not a masculine trait to be losing, oh, for God's sake, and yelling. And I've seen guys like that. And I feel sorry for the women that are with them because it's like walking with a child. No, mummy. It's like there's nothing you can do. The plane ain't going anywhere, for example, right? A man that is calm and collected will be like, babe, not to worry. Things like this happen. Let's speak to the management to make sure we get on the next available flight. Calm and collected. Now, if you were to also yell and scream, your woman's going to look at you and think, this guy, I don't really feel safe with him because everything makes him lose his shit. He's emotional. Don't be that guy. Okay, gents. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.